So, B-Boy Cyclone re-upped his membership for a whopping 19 months. Thank you for the ongoing support. A bit late, did you react to Penguin Zoe's response yet? Penguin Zoe, you mean MoistCr1TiKaL. I have not fully seen any response. What I heard last night was that I guess he was doing a show, or I guess he does live streams. I don't know. I don't watch all of his content. I just, every once in a while, I see a random video of his in my feed. I've watched them. I think that they're entertaining. So I guess he was on one of his shows or streams, and I guess there was a guest talking to him. I don't know who it was. I've only seen, like, no exaggeration, it was like a YouTube short. So 60 seconds. And basically, the person who was on the show asked him, did you hear what Darkside Phil said in response to what you said about him? And he was basically like, well, it's not that deep, you know. I was talking about Boogie. Someone asked me about him. I made a reference to him, explaining how basically he's an e-beggar on his content. And that's it, you know. He's like, no, I'm not going to interview him. I'm not an interviewer. I'm not interested in anything like that. And that's where the short ended. So I have absolutely no idea at all if anything else was said, nor do I really care. That was the answer that I was explaining. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I figured was going to be. I figured the answer was going to be he doesn't care. He watches, let's be honest here, any YouTuber who's of the size of a PewDiePie, a MoistCr1TiKaL, you know, those guys, their content is reacting to a bunch of random shit on the internet 90% of the time. That's the kind of content they put out, right? Right. And do they have time to come here and watch my content? No, they don't. What do? Oh, I wonder what the latest drama is today. Let me search for the drama videos about this person. So they're searching for my detractor videos about me, and they see, what did the detractor say today? And they believe that's what's going on. They watch it quick, and then that's what they talk about on their stream. That's what I said. That's the problem with YouTube, is it allows open, blatant mass, either slander, defamation, whatever form you want to say, with zero fact-checking, with zero corroboration of anything being truthful, and there's literally no retaliation that anyone can do to protect themselves from it. Anyone can say anything about anyone they want and get away with it on YouTube. And so you have mass misinformation campaigns about me, right? And, you know, people get the wrong impression, and then they talk about it on their content, and now all of a sudden, DSP is one of the worst content creators ever made. It's like, did you actually watch a single one of my streams? Obviously not, because if you did, you would understand what you're saying literally is not happening on my streams, or not to the extent that you're overemphasizing it, right? This guy, you know, MoistCr1TiKaL apparently has seen misinformation videos about me, and then talks about them, like everyone else. You know, the only reason I brought it up is because if you remember, just a few days before he had publicly brought me up in one of his streams, I had said I wanted to do a public interview to basically give my side of the story on all of this misinformation that's all about me all over the internet. I felt that for too long it had been one-sided. Everyone just saying the same dogpile shit about me with no value. You know, have I responded to that stuff in my own content? I have. How many people watch DSP Gaming? On stream, a few hundred a day. On demand, a few thousand a day. So that versus, you know, giant YouTubers always saying the same negative memes about me because they just believe everything they hear. If I had the opportunity to actually talk to someone and say, hey, here's my side of the story about everything that's going on, obviously at least it would be out there, right? You might not have to believe it, you know, a lot of people probably wouldn't, but at least my side of the story would be in the public eye. And that's all I was asking for. And then literally, like 3 days after I had announced that I wanted to do an interview, MoistCr1TiKaL goes in his content and says negative stuff about me. I was like, that's exactly the point I'm making. YouTubers of his caliber talking about me like this, misrepresenting me because they don't know any better, right? When that's all they hear, when all they see is the negative memes, the viral memes, that's toxic shit about me, what do you think they're gonna believe, right? So, it is what it is. Am I upset? No. Did I expect that MoistCr1TiKaL was going to want to interview me? No. That's quite the opposite, right? Quite the opposite. I didn't think at all that he would be interested. I think that for me, or for him, I'm just one of these interesting memes on the internet to reference every once in a while for a laugh. And I think that's probably all I ever will be. If I do a public interview, you know, with someone, which I am still in the talks of, you know, right now it's actually more on me than anyone else. Like I said, I actually have 3 different people who are interested in doing 3 completely different kinds of things with me. And I basically told all of them it just has to wait because I'm so busy with new releases and everything right now. I don't even have time to consider doing it. You know, I don't even have any free time at all. Just like I said, this Monday night, I'm filming private React videos for patrons that I've owed them since the beginning of this month. You know, I'm just getting to this stuff. So, hopefully, when things calm down, right? With all these new releases and everything, I can actually sit down and make a decision about who I want to do it with. I'm still in active talks with 3 different people who are all interested. So, you know, I'll let you guys know when I have further information about that. But I had zero inklings that MoistCr1TiKaL was going to want to do any kind of interview with me. That was just a timely example of exactly what I was saying when I made the effort to say I want to be interviewed. That all they hear is the meme. And literally all he says about me are the memes. Oh, Phil's an e-bagger. That's all he cares about, blah, blah, blah. That's the meme. It's the fucking meme. Come to my stream and tell me, you know, especially the last week and a half, I made a concerted effort to cut it out. All right? I got a wake-up call from my viewers, from other people, YouTubers like MoistCr1TiKaL saying he's an e-bagger. And I'm like, you know what? All right, I'm going to cut it out. You know? I'm still going to mention, hey, we got a special reward tier today, and you want to hit this, you see a hat or whatever. That's different. But I'm not going to sit here and just constantly be talking about stuff like that, you know, any longer. I changed. And I'm going to try to stick to my guns about that, all right? What are you going to do? That's life. You know, people give me a wake-up call. Okay, I changed now for the better. I'm glad people give me a wake-up call, right? So there you go. But outside of that, you know, how are you going to tell me now all these terrible criticisms about me, or these, I should not even say criticisms, but these terrible things that are said about me that aren't even true anymore, right? What's next, right? What's the next meme? That's the thing. There's not going to be a next meme. It's just going to be the same shit over and over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I don't really care. Just being honest, I don't care. I already have stuff in the works for what I was interested in. But I have no idea if he said any other comments about me. I literally saw a 60-second YouTube short. That's where it ended. I was like, well, oh well. Move on. No big deal. Rocketman262 did a super chat. And says, can you do the one chip challenge? No.